Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
The word peace has many applications. We can talk about peace and quiet. We can talk about world peace. And we can talk about our own personal inner peace. My sister-in-law, Susan Leslie, recently gave me a gift. It's a book. It's a memoir. It's a nonfiction book called Raising Hair. And when I first saw it, I thought, do I really want to read a whole book about a hair? But I started reading it because it was a gift, and I was immediately captivated. And once you're captivated by something, you want to share it with others too. So here's my little mini book report on this book. The author is an English woman, and she has a pretty high-powered job in London with a lot of traveling, and all of a sudden COVID strikes England before it comes to the US. And her traveling is suspended, and she decides to move to the countryside, where she can write and continue working remotely. So she moves to the countryside, and one day she's out walking on a beautiful country road, and she spies in the road a little newborn hare. She doesn't know much about nature, but she knows the difference between a bunny rabbit and a hare. And so she looks at the hare, and she knows that hares are skittish and fearful, and she worries about hawks and eagles and foxes and cars. And she says, I need to take this little hare home with me and give it a chance until it's big enough and strong enough. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I forgot that I'm supposed to be speaking into this. To go back into the wild. So she carefully wraps the little hare up in her scarf and takes the hare home and begins to research on how to raise a hare. And in the process, she decides that she does not want to make a pet of this hare. She does not want to give it a cutesy name and put it in a cage and hold it and pet it. And she just wants to give it a chance. And so she decides to raise the hare very carefully, and she turns her whole house over to the hare. And in the process, she has to learn how to deal, and she's very careful. She has to learn how to deal with the hare and try not to scare the hare and try not to do anything very suddenly. And the hare grows very quickly, as hares do. So within 3 months, the hare is almost a full-size hare and has the run of the house and also the garden. Her garden is surrounded with a stone wall. So she lets the hare go out and jump around in the garden. And pretty soon the hare learns how to jump up on the fence, the stone fence, and one day the hare jumps up and jumps over the fence. And she's sad because this relationship has been built up between herself and the hare. And she thinks, well, it's inevitable, but it's happened. But the hare comes back. And this is repeated many, many times. And the hare sometimes stays away for a pretty long period of time, but always comes back. And she realizes that a trust has been built up between her and the hare. And I was going to say, and here we are in the beautiful outdoors. But here we are all together inside. And we are so fortunate to be in a place like Waterford where we can enjoy the hills, the lakes, and the wonder of nature all around us. And every week Doretta sends us a reflection, and it's usually based on nature. And it's meant to sort of give us an appreciation of where we live and the nature around us and the gifts that God has given us to be in such a beautiful place and to discover things about ourselves as well. So, I would like to read you just one little short paragraph from this book. She's a good writer. As we jostle for space on this planet, for position and place and name, and agonize about missteps and paths lost, and feel the fragility of our hopes and all that we hold dear, I think of the hare, stepping lightly on the earth, taking cover if the wind blows. We are not so dissimilar. If we do not achieve all upon which we have set our hearts, or are beaten back by headwinds that are stronger than our desires, we too can lay up for a while, watch the glitter on the grass, and renew our strength. And one more sentence that I loved. The hare did not change. I did. I did not tame the hare, but in many ways, the hare has calmed and stilled and tamed me. So may we all take advantage of nature and our wonderful surroundings to learn more about ourselves and to find that peace amid everything that's going on around us, to find that peace and contentment within ourselves.